What is going on, everybody? I hope you're doing well. We are back here. This is part two of the Surviving in Tier 3 series that I'm doing. Just a quick recap. I'll put the link to the first video, part one, in the description down below. So if you haven't seen that, by all means, watch that. But just to do a quick recap, the first video was talking about the important things to do to keep alive and be successful in Tier 3. Mainly, it was about having a plan. So decide what you're going to do before you get in there so that you don't have to think on the fly and make mistakes. So have a plan. Am I going to go in and do a contract? Am I going to go in and do a couple contracts? Would it be good to plant a vehicle so that I have a way out? What gear do I need to bring so that I can survive in there as well? The second part of that was to maintain control of the area. Don't just run through full speed. Make sure that you're taking out the enemies so they don't group up. When you're moving into an area, look, see what's around you. Eliminate them one at a time or in smaller groups so that you don't have to worry about a giant mob that's going to overrun you. We talked a little bit about movement, so don't just sprint, run, doing hurdles and putting barriers between you and the bad guys following you. And then also we talked about the loadout and the gear that you need to bring in order to survive. So we're going to put all of this stuff together. We're going to have some footage here of doing some solo missions in Tier 3, just employing the different things that I just spoke about. And I want to talk a little bit about doing things solo versus doing them in a group, and where you can find squad mates that are willing to help you or want to help you and can help you, and how important that can be. As a mainly, mainly a solo player, but I'm doing more camo work and doing more silly things than I am doing the missions anymore. So you see most of my videos are solo or helping other people out. But if you're trying to progress through the missions and you need a little help, I give you some pointers and some ways that you can try to find that help. Since I've started going into Tier 3 regularly, I've been having a ball. For some reason, I still can't find the schematics for the Epic Ether tool or the refined crystal, the PAP2 version. Just won't drop for me. I don't know why. But we're going to keep at it. We're going to keep plugging away. And hopefully, eventually, we are graced by RN Jesus, and he is going to give us the schematics that we need. But let's take a look at some of the missions in Act 3 that require going into Tier 3, and we'll talk a little bit about those, maybe give you some pointers and some ideas. Now, I was actually on my way out of the Tier 3 zone once when I got just a little too close to the abomination that spawns right there on the other side of this bridge. And even though I kept backing away, and I'm just trying to clear out this trash to make sure they don't catch up and hopefully get that mimic out of the way. But he didn't want to let it go, so apparently he got real angry at me. And alright, so we want to do this, we're going to do this. But the way you take out the mega abominations, the easiest way, is to simply wait until you see that glow right there. And then you could either shoot him, or in this case I was throwing grenades. But you shoot him when he's doing that blast, because that'll be the critical damage, and you're going to get so much more damage than if you just continuously stand there and pump bullets in. But in order for that to happen, you've kind of got to keep some distance from him. As long as he's close or you're close to him, he's going to do that charging attack or the lunge or the jump. You see he's trying to do it, but he keeps closing that distance and putting me in a bit of a spot here. But if you just keep your distance away from him, they'll start to do that blast attack, and when they do, that's when you really want to pour rounds into them. And that'll get the kill with the heads blown off. You'll get the guillotine, and you'll be good to go. There, he's doing it, and we got it. So, mega abominations, once you know how to deal with them, they aren't too hard. Yes, I'm using a PAP 3 gun. Yes, it's legendary. rarity, so I am putting out the damage. But then again, this is tier 3, so you really need to approach this with the proper equipment and be overpowered so that when you're dealing with something like this, that you can handle it. And here we're just going to continue on to our exfil to get out of here. Now, I know that people have said that you don't actually have to kill the Mega Abomination. You can just do a high value target contract and it'll count for it. I haven't tested that myself. I can, obviously, with it being done, but the goal here is to help people learn how to work in tier 3 and how to survive. So by doing just a regular HBT contract in a regular zone, that doesn't help. So we're not really looking towards that. But the next thing we're going to look at is the spring cleaning mission, which is a little further down. That's in tier 4. And this mission, 100%, you're going to have to do in the high threat zone. It's a requirement. And an infested stronghold by itself can be a little tricky. You have to manage the spawns, killing the zombies that show up. And in a tier 1, that's not really so bad. Tier 2 and 3, they get a little more hectic with the special zombies showing up, but it can be a handful. Even if you're coming in with like the death perception so you could see where the spores are, because sometimes they're difficult to find. And if you're bringing in a powerful enough gun, even with a PAP 3 gun, it can be difficult. So I would suggest that you go in and do this. If you're not comfortable with it, do this as a squad. Get a couple friends, go in and take care of this. Now, let's look at this here. I'm not one to talk, right? So here's my zombies. Here's my mastery cards. I've got 6 out of 10 done, and the other 4, I only need one more thing. And let's take a look at what those one things are, right? So I need to kill one more warlord, and that's going to be pretty easy. I could do that, but I also want to try to combine that with the kill a warlord in the first 7 minutes, the other one I have to do. And I'm at 8 out of 10 on ether worm kills. So overall, those aren't too far away, but the last one is the issue. And it's under the contract killers, and you see I've done the 150 contracts, the 25 in the high threat zone. But the complete 10 contracts while in a squad of 6 operators. And I'm at 5 of 10, that's just tier 2. When you look at the tier 3 requirement, I gotta do 25 contracts, I've only done 5. I'm only 20% through this. Because I am predominantly a solo player. I just go in, do my thing, and hop out, you know? And I don't mind helping people. In some missions, maybe I'll help out here or there or whatever, but I'm mostly running solo, and many of you might be doing the same thing. And you know what? It inhibits me. That's why I'm so far behind on this one single mastery. And I mean, it really comes down to it that if you want to run solo, you're kind of accepting the fact that you're going to be missing out on some of the content and some aspects. And while you may be able to power through some of the individual aspects, like, you know, the camo grinds or unlocking weapons or the XP requirements, things like the story mission and some of these calling cards, you may be going at it much slower than a player who has a set team or even somebody who just picks up randoms and goes through. But you know, that's something that as a solo player you kind of already know, and you also kind of have to expect. But you know, I can't speak for everybody. I can't speak for you, but I can speak for myself. And I'll tell you the reason that I play solo more than anything else. And I've got about 450 deployments in zombies, and the 5 kill or contracts in a team of 6. I think I did that all in one match. So I've been in teams of 6, but we weren't doing contracts. Mostly it was DarkAether runs, etc. But the reason that I prefer to play solo, at least the main reason, is because I like to do what I want to do. And sometimes that's not exciting. Sometimes that's something that other people are going to interfere with. For instance, you know, unlocking weapons or doing the camos. If I have teammates, that's just more kills that I have to get that could have gotten if I was by myself, but with teammates, they're taking them away. So an activity like that, yeah, it's better to do it by yourself. And some of these story missions, sometimes perhaps getting a challenge, um, that's one of the main reasons why I run solo more than I do anything else. The next reason, and almost equally as important as far as I'm concerned to me, is, and it's my fault, it's me, but I can't handle terrible comms. When you've got horrendous background noise, when there's people screaming in the background, when dogs are barking, when you've got the sound effects from the guns in the game coming from your TV into the microphone and I get to hear it a second time. That is just like a knife twisting right into my ears, and it just kills me. Um, if you have bad comms because of quality issues, like you don't have a good headset, you don't. That this is not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody who, in their playing environment, is also right in the middle of everyone's living environment, and it's overwhelming. It's just excessive background comms. That's me, but it kills me. It just kills me, and I'll mute you faster than anything. I'd rather not talk than have to deal with that. And the final reason that I didn't run or don't run very often in groups kind of has taken care of itself with the addition of the ability to leave a squad. Um, Before, when you would team up, you were stuck with whoever you got in there with. And let's just say that your personality and theirs didn't match up, or their background was terrible, or, for whatever reason, and you thought to yourself, I wish I wasn't in this squad. There was only option was to go find another squad that you could try to join if they would take you in. And then there's always the possibility that the guys you're trying to get away from could follow you to that new squad, and now you're stuck. But with the addition of leaving squads, we can do that now. So we can get out of a squad that we don't want to be part of. If it's people, hey, we're gonna go do this. No, I'm not doing that. No, have fun, guys. Whatever. You have the ability now to leave a squad just of your own accord, which that's a huge development. Kudos to them for putting that into this with that patch when they did it. So what I need to do, personally, me, and maybe you, is I need to start breaking out of this shell and start playing with more people. Um, and it's hard. It's hard. It's like, I don't want to do this. But this is going to open up so many different things for you. And you may come across situations where joining up with other people not only helps you, but can actually be fun. So here in this footage, me and a mimic in Tier 3, we were having a discussion, a disagreement, and he didn't win. And then I ended up noticing that somebody put a post up and said they got room for two more for DarkAether. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I need Etherworm kills. Or I'm not going to say no to the gear that you get through there. So I was like, hey, you know what? I'm in. So they said, now I was doing a contract here to kill a disciple, which I was actually glad to abandon this. These guys are glitchy. They bounce across the screen. They get stuck. I hate doing the disciple kills. But these guys said meet over at the Rift, and over here I come. So I joined up. Now, this is a team of 6. And as you see, I've only got a standard tier pack 2 on this gun. It is legendary. But I'm going in kind of low geared. But there are 6 of us. And we had no comms, no communication. And we're just going to come into here and we're going to do this. Now, what this ended up being was there were 2 people that were in this little squad here that needed this activity, and they just asked if other people wanted to come along just to help make it more doable. But as you can see here, with just PAP 2 and Legendary Rarity, I'm more than capable of handling the things in here. If you've never been in here, you have, this is the first version of it. This is the Bad Signal mission. But you have to go to these little seals that are spread out across the map, and you just have to kill things when they're inside the little ring on the ground, and that kind of powers up the seal. And once it's completely full, then it's considered broken, and you move on. So the one to the left when you spawn was the one you just saw us doing, and that is pretty full of mimics. The one here in the center that we're heading to is more, yeah, you'll see disciples and such, but it's more of a mangler type situation. The one that's in the back really doesn't have a specific group that you find. They end up just being all sorts of enemies. And then the one that's on the far right, you're going to see a ton more disciples. So we're dealing with zombies, and we're dealing with special zombies here. But again, I want to point out that, a dead wire now that I picked up, and a PAP 2 is, I'm holding my own. And with the other 5 guys here in this team, we're pretty easily getting these things done. So if I hadn't joined these guys, I wouldn't be in here. And it's not requiring anything from me, and, here we go, just doing my part. And we're getting this knocked out. Now, yes, I'm not getting anything for this, and unfortunately there's no contracts in here, so I'm not making any progress on that. But this is a good way to not only get some experience in this area, because you're going to have to do it for yourself at some point, but this helps you prepare for the second version of the DarkAether that you go into, which is where you get the classified schematics, which are the things that you see me using all the time. The golden plates that I have right now, the ether blade, and the dog bone. So, those are 3 things that are going to help you immensely when you try to go into the tier 3 zone on a regular basis. And being in here is the first step towards getting those. So, can you do this by yourself? Yes, this can be done solo. It's very difficult, and you're going to need the weapons and the gear to do it. But yes, it can be done. But if you just type a message up into chat and say, does anyone want to do Bad Signal? Does anyone want to do DarkAether? It's possible that you're going to find a group that can do it. And you'll be in here with 5 other players that can help you if you get downed or help you get through it. And just get some affinity for this mission. Now, a funny story is you come in here and it gives you the timer. And the first time I was in here, I did it the day it started. And I said, you know what, I'm going in blind. I'm not going to read up anything. I'm not going to look up anything. So I came in here and it said, oh, break the seal. So I went and I was fighting. And I was like, oh, this is really cool. And I was all excited about the fact that, as a DMZ player, I'm back at Albagra Fortress. This is awesome. And I did the 4 seals and then had some time left over. So I just started exploring and looking around and seeing if there was anything cool, or maybe there was an Easter egg or something hidden. And then I was like, well, I only got a few minutes left. Maybe it's time to leave the DarkAether and escape. So I made my way down here to this beach, getting ready to go to the portal. And then this guy showed up. I had no idea there was an end boss. So I had about 2.5 minutes to fight him, which didn't work out into my favor. And yeah, I got downed, ran out of time, and that's all she wrote. So I was like, that was fun. Then the second time I came in here, I was like, well, let me load up to a different character who had, good gear, still had the 3 plate and all that. So I came in here and I was like, let's get through it. And remember, you got to fight a worm. So I got here towards the end with about 13 minutes, I think it was, left. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do this. So I'm shooting him and I'm doing my thing. And you see how he just went underground. He does that. He'll go down under the ground and roll around for a while. You have to come out on the beach to kind of spark him to come back up or shoot the beach, etc. Well, when I was playing, he went underground and then he went under the fortress. And that's where he stayed for the rest of the time. He never came back out. I ran out on the beach. I tried shooting things. I even tried to go find him. And yeah, he wouldn't come out. So he glitched inside the mountains here, and that was over. However, the third time we went in, we were able to get this done. And hey, look, we killed him, and that was a little back. It's an older footage. This was my 5th etherworm kill, but yeah, that third time I went in, I was able to get him. Didn't have that much time left at the end, And since then, I've been in here a couple times. But again, we'll go back to the point here that with a team of 6, this was incredibly easy, even with just a PAP-2 gun. Uh, so if you see somebody who puts up in a post or up into the chat lobby and says, hey, I want to do this, or if you even do it yourself, say, I need to do this, anyone want to go? I mean, you never know. Maybe no one does, and they'll say nah, or they don't say anything, or no one answers. Okay, so you're in pretty much the same situation you were before you asked. But what if you get a group like this, who, yeah, oh, I need to do that, or oh, I'll do it with you, yeah, etc. And then you can come in here and without having to make friends, without even talking like we didn't in this case, uh, we got through it and moved on to the next step. So don't be afraid to ask, and also don't be afraid to respond if somebody else asks. You never know what might happen. And there's also the case that maybe some of the people in here might be really friendly and be really cool, be willing to help with more things. And you might even get yourself a couple of friends that you can play with on a regular basis to help get through some of these harder, more high-end tasks. And that's how you do it. You can also do things like put up posts on Reddit, although it's Reddit, so keep that in mind. But and there are plenty of Discord channels out there for players who play zombies or who play multiplayer, anything that you can log into. And if you're not familiar with Discord, I would suggest you just learn. It's not too difficult, and this is how you open yourself up to having more options in the game, because you're going to be hard pressed to get this mission done by yourself. It is doable, yes, but you're going to be hard pressed, and it's also going to be incredibly difficult to get to the next stage of this, where you can get those classified schematics for the plates, the bone, and the ether blade. And you've seen in the footage that I've done how much I rely on doing those high tier missions with that gear. So you know what, you gotta take that step and get yourself out there. What could possibly be the harm? And in the event that you don't like the people you were with, well, guess what? Don't play with them anymore. Don't send a friend request. Don't answer one. If you don't, it's fine. But that's a good way to open yourself up and to open up access to some of the more difficult tasks. Now, I'm going to show you here. This is me by myself with a dog that they're trying to kill, but they're not going to get him. And this is in tier 3. Now, keep in mind, I've got golden plates, I've got a dog, I got a PAP-3 gun with the cryo freeze, and it's legendary rarity. So I'm ready to rock. And what we're going to do here is another good contract that you can do solo if you're geared up for it, and that is the spore control. Now, I'm not going to try to make this last any longer. I'm going for the completion. I'm trying to get those last 2 schematics I need. And you'll notice there real quick that I went into my pack and I stowed my decoy grenade. I want to make sure I have one. Always have one in your backpack when you pick up these inhibitor devices. Because if you're done with this contract, if you don't have one to put in that spot, you don't have a tactical anymore. And when you go up to reload it, you're not going to be able to get anything. It's just going to stay blank until you loot around and find another one. But you'll see that between me and the dog here, I'm going to go and plant the first 3 inhibitors. Now I'm going to turn around and engage these guys that are spawning and what the dog doesn't kill. And now we got an armored friend. And there we get 1, and we're going to get the second spore. Alright, so 2 spores are down, and now we turn and engage the bad guys that we created. And they're kind of putting it to me, so we're going to do some hurdles. The thought that was my dog, but it wasn't. Let's go ahead and take that one out. So now 3 out of the 6 are gone. And we're going to stop right now, and this is going to be all cleanup. It's time to clean up whatever's running around that the dog or my brain rot friends haven't been able to handle. And it looks pretty clear. So we're going to re-equip the extra inhibitors that we have. Make sure we still have the 2. Ooh, sorry. That guy. And then we're going to head off to the other ones. And I'm going to pick that one up, which ends up getting stowed. And we're going to come here. And these guys are nice and close. So we'll put one there. Go past him. Throw the other. And we're going to clean up. I don't know why she's moonwalking, but whatever. So we do a little bit of cleanup here. Wait for that. Nope, it's not. Yeah, it is ready. So we'll take that one out, and then we're going to turn and engage. We'll take this, there we go. And now we've only got one more spore left. Got a mangler. That's death sentence to a dog, so you want to make sure you take any specials out. I want to keep him alive just like he's going to keep me alive. So, let's see, the last one's up there by the building. Alright, so we'll check on the dog. I know I got somebody behind me. Dog just got his kill, so that's good. And then we're going to head up and get this last one done. Yep. Alright, so we throw it down, and now I'm going to engage any bad guys that are following me. I got my dog there, and we managed to brain rot another armored. So between him, my dog, and me, and this rift that's about to pop when I finish this contract, we're in good shape. So we'll check the reward rift. Okay. Don't need any of that, so there we go. Now I look on the map and I see that there is another spore control. It's a little bit of a distance away. And I notice also that I've only got one of these, although I do still have some in my pack. So I'm going to head back to the last couple that I got, and I'm going to pick up at least one more of those inhibitors. That way, when I pick up the other contract, I'm already kind of on my way with having the inhibitors on me. So you don't technically have to go up to the toolbox to get them first. You can just go directly in. There's a monkey bomb. There we go. You can go directly to the spores and just start chucking them on there. Dog's okay. Yep. Got some bad guys showing up here in the middle. But we're going to start making our way. You know, we got to engage these guys. I don't want too many of them following me, and I also don't want them taking out my dog. There we go. Yep, you're dead. Okay, there we go. We're back under control. And we're going to head to this next contract. Now, I'm not doing the sprint run unless I absolutely have to. And we're just kind of covering the distance. But what I'm going to do is turn around like you see there. And I'm just going to engage anything that's behind me that the dog's not able to kill. This keeps them... Hey, you got another brain rot. They'll do that. This keeps things from massing up behind you. And, you know, like I've said before, control is so important in this zone and in these situations. Because if you start to lose control and things start mobbing up, you've got no option but to run to get out of there. So, you know, we're getting closer. And these guys here, we'll just kind of scoot past them for now. The dog should take care of them. Let's get some distance. We're starting to get a bit of a crowd. Yeah, we'll start. No, dog's getting them. That'll work. Alright, so we're going to head to this one. Jump the fence. There's another player. So that'll be helpful. He'll take care of some problems for us. And we'll just hop down here. And we're picking up the next spore control. Okay, yep. Alright, so we're going to head back. It's kind of almost where we just were. At least we ran through and to get here. But we're going to head back up. And like I said, I've already got the inhibitors on me. 2 of them which are in my tactical slot, and then the ones that I have in my rucksack. So technically I don't have to go over there to that toolbox. I can just start throwing them directly. But I know that I did use some. So you know what? We'll just grab what I can. Yep. And we're going to do the same thing we did before. We'll throw 1 or 2 if they're close enough down, maybe 3. And then we're going to clean up the mess that we made with the spawn. If the dog can't do it, we'll help him out. There's one down. That wasn't my dog, I thought it was. Ooh, I'm getting hurt. Get some distance, turn around, re-engage. Okay, there we go, spore destroyed. Alright, so now we're going to work our way in, pick up these inhibitors again, and we'll just move on to the next set. Ow. Oh, trying to pick up plates. Alright, so there's one over here, and there's one close to it. So we'll drop this one. Boop. And we'll head over here, and we'll drop this one. Turn and engage. Yeah, got a mangler coming in. Or not, it's a disciple. Ooh. So we need to engage him. We need to take him out because disciples can really... Hey, look at that. It's a challenge. Your disciples can really put it to dogs. Because they stand there and they do that healing, the suck thing they do, and then the dog's never going to break line of sight. So it will just hover above him and take his health away while stealing the health from the dog. So a dog and a disciple's... The disciple's always going to win. So you do kind of have to get yourself involved. But we are down to only 2 left. They are pretty close to each other. And boop. Let's go do the next one. Boop. That guy spawned in the wrong spot. Now these are pack 3'd handguns, so these Renettis could really put it out there. Let's see what we got here. You're dead. But they are blue rarity as well. And we had a little ammo problems, that's why we switched to the handguns. But, come on dude. We'll just take this and that'll solve that problem right away. Man, this guy just doesn't want to die. Oh, Mittens is having problems. Alright, so let's take the reward rift, and great. Yep. So, we're going to pick this the next contract. You know what, there's another spore control right up here, so we're already outfitted for it. We'll pick up those 2 that we dropped, and we're going to head across the map. Same thing, go a little bit of distance, turn and engage, make sure you don't let them mass up behind you. Get them, Mittens. And then we'll come... Oh, hey, dude. Yeah, we got it. Alright, so we're going to head over here. And again, same thing. Since I'm already outfitted, I don't technically have to start the contract by going over there to that little toolbox. But we're going to do, again, the same concept. We're going to throw 2 down and get it started. Clear them out in groups. Make sure we get rid of everybody that spawns from it. And work our way through to the end of the contract. So that one's ready. We'll blow that. While I'm here, I'll just pick this up. So here I've got a mangler back here. That's fun. Now I'm going to start shooting him and the spore at the same time, and I'm just kind of walking backwards and moving left to right because you see all these zombies that are coming into my line of sight, and they're just walking into the fire, which helps me get rid of them while still trying to get that mangler down and still trying to get that spore down. So we got 2 gone. Yeah, Mittens is in great shape. Alright, so we're going to head down here. And I just want to get this off the map. So we're going to go ahead and do this. There you go. Fine, whatever, it's gone. Alright, and we're going to keep killing. And we're looking for the next 2. So I got 1 here, and then we got 1 that's... those 2 are nice. Let's just get this one out of the way, and we'll do the next one, and then we'll do those last 2. And... Boy, they're trying to kill Mittens here. Hold on. No. I think he got stuck there because he just wasn't getting any of those kills. You alright there, little buddy? Yeah, you took some damage. Alright, come on. Alright, so we picked up that inhibitor while we were over there, and now we're back to the 2. We'll get this. We'll throw a grenade on it because we're an idiot. And now we'll go back to throwing inhibitors. Alright, just look around. And not much going on. Looks like I can get the spore before he comes in. Good. There we go. Alright. Oh, there's a guy. Yep. that up. Keep reloading for some reason. Alright, we're good. Okay, so we just got the last two here. We're going to throw our inhibitors down on both of them and then turn and engage. Whoa, look at that. That was cool shit. Dude just appeared. I guess you're going to make an entrance. You can make an exit too, but... okay, so we're going to turn around here. Got one spore down. Let's go. What's going on here? Oh, okay. So my dog is now getting torn up by a mimic and a bunch of zombies. And there's a disciple. So Mittens is in trouble. So we're going to stop worrying about this contract. I'm getting kind of in trouble myself. We'll throw our field upgrade. And let's see if we can bail out Mittens. Okay, dude, whatever. There we go. Magler's gone. The Mimic's gone. Let's keep on this Disciple. We'll get to his headshots. There we go. Okay. Dude, this last spore. How you doing there, Mittens? You doing alright? Oh, boy, they had him down to half health. So you see, just in that little spot, he went from full health down to half because he just got himself stuck. So if you ever have a dog, yeah, he'll keep you alive and you'll be fine, but you got to watch out for him. Keep an eye on them. Keep them alive. So we're running out of time here. We got 2 minutes left before this is done. So we're going to do the tried and true deliver cargo since it popped up and there's nobody else around. And, you know, if you've watched any videos or even seen some of the ones I did, you know, you chuck a decoy grenade. Get over here. We'll grab the contract. Boy, that's a lot. Okay, yeah, we're going to deal with these guys. Alright, so let's take out some of these so they don't mangle up Mittens anymore. And look at him. Yeah. Alright, I've got enough attention. Mittens will be alright. We're going to kind of head off here. Draw these guys down this way, especially that Mimic. And let's turn. Here we go. Yep. Gotcha. Ooh, no, we'll switch guns. It's faster than reloading. Alright, and there's Mittens. He's doing alright, see? So if you watch out for Mittens, Mittens will be in much better shape. So we're going to head down here. No, I don't have any more decoys. So we are going to... Well, there's nobody here. Great. So we get into the truck, just like you do a normal cargo run, and we're going to head to the end. I usually follow the same route. I never engage anybody. I try to avoid hitting as many as I can. And you do hit some, but it happens. And then avoid that mega abomination. Just come right over the wall here. Loop around and go down. But this is a good contract to end on. Very simple, very quick. One of the faster contracts that you got in Tier 3. Yeah, we'll come down here, but look, there's quite a few bad guys here for some reason, and they destroyed my truck hitting them, and I have to hit them, so fun. So, oh, that's not Mittens. Okay, so me and Mittens are going to try to clear this up. It's odd to see this many zombies spawned in this area, so I'm thinking somebody may have been running through and left them. But we'll take a look in this roared rift. Nothing in there. Oh, dude, what? Ooh. Wow. Wow. Alright, well, it happens. Luckily, I've got Mittens there to save me. Thank you, Mittens. And back in it we go. That's one good thing about the, well, one of the good things about the golden plates is that they will regenerate even if you're downed. Oh, Mittens. Okay, we're good, though. But they'll regenerate if you're downed. So when you get picked back up, you come up with 3 plates instead of 0. So that's nice. But we exfil, and we get out alive, which is the important part. But we'll leave this end screen scrolling a little bit. So I did 3 back-to-back-to-back spore controls in Tier 3 by myself, just me and the dog. And then I did that deliver cargo contract. So I did a total of 4 contracts solo in Tier 3. Yeah, solo, but I did have my dog. But and I did a total of 7 contracts through that whole mission. So over half of what I did was by myself in Tier 3. And it was made possible mainly because of having Mittens there, which you get that golden dog bone, and the golden plates, and then having that Tier 3 weapons. So geared up and properly geared up and handling things as you move through when you're going through, make sure you clear behind you, clear out what's in front of you, engage the bad guys so that they don't blob up and end up with a giant mob running behind you, you can have some survivability in Tier 3. Even as a solo or with a dog, or if you manage to squat up or find some friends. So we're going to cut this video here, and there will be a part 3 where I'm going to talk about what you do in the DarkAether, and we're going to look at doing some of the big bounty contracts and the Outlast and other ways that you can survive and be successful in Tier 3. I want to give a quick shout out that I've hit 25 subscribers. So I know that's small in the realm of YouTube and followers, but that's 25 and I really appreciate it. So if you're one of those 25 and you're watching this, that is awesome. Thank you so much. I really hope the things I do help you out. If you're not one of the 25, then maybe you could be the 26, 27. So if you do enjoy the content and it's helpful, make sure you give me a like and subscribe. If you have any questions or you want to leave a comment, please don't hesitate to do that. And as always, guys, I will see you out there. Take care.